Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. You join me here at Overland Expo Mountain West, a fantastic celebration of all things off-road adventure. Here actually at home, we're in Loveland, Colorado. We live just up the road in Fort Collins. If you're curious about a full tour of this event, take a look at our Out of Spec Overlanding channel. If it's not uploaded yet, it will be very soon. I've done a full tour of this event. There are Rivians everywhere, just crazy adventure stuff, Sequoias, Tacomas, Tundras, you name it, they are all around. So what I want to show you in this video is actually this. This is the Hummer EV. We've done many videos about the Hummer EV. We've driven it, done everything you can imaginable basically, but GMC and EarthCruiser have just partnered together to make a factory optionable camper version of the Hummer EV. And I'm not talking like rooftop 10 on the top of the truck. This is fully integrated into the entire bed and roof structure. Looks very OE, it's color matched. We're gonna go through basically everything we know about it now. I'm here, we're gonna check it out. This looks crazy. We love off-roading, we love adventure, we love checking out new places in electric vehicles. And today we are showing what will be possible, I believe next year, in a Hummer EV. So I'll first take you on a tour of the truck, everything we know about Hummer EV to give you some reminders. Then we'll go through all the EarthCruiser stuff. We'll talk to some of the folks here and figure out the ordering process and maybe even some pricing details. This is the Hummer EV, and it's actually the first Hummer EV we've shown on the channel that's not painted in white. All of the early first editions, if you will, the Edition 1 trucks were this sort of white with black theme, and that's what we had as our review vehicle and some other things. Now Hummer EV is getting into their more series production trims as the lineup expands, and you can choose a bunch of different colors. This seems to be an OE factory color. It looks amazing. Really into it. 212 kilowatt hour usable battery pack, maybe actually a little bit more than that, maybe 240 gross is what we're thinking. 3 motors on this particular thing, goes over 300 miles on a charge, charges at over 365 kilowatts. Everything is big with the Hummer EV. This is really GM's showcase of what's possible with electric, what's possible with the Ultium platform, the permanent magnet motors that they use cross-platform. And truly, it's one of those vehicles that I absolutely love. I recently had the chance to drive the Hummer EV SUV, courtesy of DG, and that was just a blast. We did full WTF launch mode, crab walk everywhere. It's just amazing. And here you can retain all of that craziness, but you can bring your house with you. And so one of the things that we don't talk about very often is actually the Hummer EV's off-road capability. At the glance of it, you would think it's kind of at a downside for off-road or adventure driving, mostly because it's electric, so range, you always have range anxiety going out and coming back. But actually in some of our testing, we found that electric off-roading's been very little problem around here. We've been able to go off-road in our Rivian on a ton of trails. I took Hummer EV off-road. You really don't use much battery out on the trails going for adventure. And well, so that's step 1 covered. Step 2 is it's quite large and tall and kind of hard to, sort of coordinate. Sorry for a little bit of the confusion here. No, it's okay. It's quite big to get down a tight trail, and that's true. There's nothing you can do about that. The thing is freaking massive. However, it does have rear steer well over 10 degrees, and when you lock it in terrain mode, which is the most aggressive off-road setting, it actually has like 1.3 degrees of steering to 1 in the rear. So it's like really almost 1-to-1 ratio of pivoting the truck around stuff. So it almost is more nimble than the Rivian. So that's the Hummer EV. We know all about the software on the inside. Everything, in the cab is fairly unchanged here in this particular one. What I'm curious about is what have they done with EarthCruiser? What does that partnership look like? And if you're curious about more details, we'll have a podcast coming on that with the EarthCruiser folks as well. So let's jump into it. I'm gonna grab one of those EarthCruiser guys for a full tour of everything they've done to this Hummer EV. Well, you joined me over here with Austin from EarthCruiser. Austin, how's it going, sir?
Going great. Yeah, I'm Austin. I've design engineer for EarthCruiser for the last 7.5 years. This has been my project here for the last 8 or 9 months. So.
Wow. And is this your first OE collaboration that you guys have done?
Yeah, it is. GM came to us and we did felt each other out a little bit, and we both felt like we were a great team for this. And then we merged our design and our engineering teams and really decided on what this thing was going to look like, and that it was going to be an OE look to the vehicle before we even started and they were a huge part of it, right? We couldn't have done this without them, you know, they let us do our thing on the inside. You know, we love overlanding. We know how to get everything in the right spot and fit it all in. So
That's epic. And why the Hummer EV? Because of course you have AT4X 2500s with much bigger beds. I mean, the Hummer
Yeah.
EV is a very size constrained vehicle, but it's also awesome. It's one of my favorite electric vehicles. You know, 3 motors, 1,000 horsepower, crab walk, all the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the mission here? Why electric?
You know, we've been actually posed to look at electric for a long time. EarthCruiser is very interested in it. If you go to our website and you look at our blogs, we've been posting about electric for a while. And we know it's the future. I mean, everyone's all in, right? And that's like the GM motto. So we love the idea of this going to electric. And when GM said, hey, I've got this flagship product, I want you guys to create an overland solution for this product, we were super excited.
That sounds epic, right up our alley. That's all what this channel is about. So walk us through the package roughly. So you obviously have the base standard truck.
Yeah.
Are there any modifications to the Hummer EV at all?
No. So that was one of the things we wanted to keep very isolated, so you can actually remove the unit and it's still your stock truck.
Oh, great.
One thing we did do is one of the T-top panels. We actually did cut one hole in one of those, so we could put a sailboat hatch in it, and you can actually drop down into the passenger seat from the bed.
Because of course you have the actually Magna designed roof panels that come in and out the truck.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can just drop into the truck.
Yeah.
Dude, that's epic.
Yeah, you can see it's about a 1/4 inch float both over the entire crest of the roof, and it's the roof itself sits about 4 inches up into the camper, but it never touches it, and it's actually isolated with polymer mounting bushings, and we do tie into the A, B, and C pillars all across that, so it's fully supported all the way across the front.
So scratching, things like this, not really an issue with that.
Not an issue at all. Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's even got a bulb seal between the two, so drag is a huge concern of ours. So, you know, aerodynamics and weight are the one things that are going to affect your range the most, and we wanted to design for that.
So we'll get into talking with one of your colleagues a little bit about the ordering process, the custom specifications, things like that. But just roughly, so we can gauge an idea, would you order this through GMC or through EarthCruiser?
Through EarthCruiser.
Okay.
Yeah, so you bring us a truck and we can upfit that from there.
So it's not something that you tick as an option when you're speccing the Hummer then?
Correct. Yeah, obviously we've marketed it together, we designed it together, all that kind of stuff, but the design is ours and they're going to let us sell the product out of that.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Never really seen a collaboration like that. Normally, you know, GM would want to hold on to all of the IP and sell it through that. It's amazing that they, you know, really just gave you guys a huge boost.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think you know, getting into this overland market space is huge right now. The market's booming, it's doing what it's doing. And EarthCruiser's been around for a long time. You know, I've been at EarthCruiser for 7 years, and that was before overlanding was big. And Lance has been doing it his whole life. You know, he's the founder of this company. Started in Australia, moved it into Bend, Oregon. That's where we're based out of. And you know, ever since then, it's just been getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we've stayed a market leader for a long time, and we know what we're doing. So
awesome. Well, tell us a little bit more technically about the layout, where, you know, freshwater tank, gray water, how does this all work, and what's the system here?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we do best. So I'll start you with the side pods.
Yeah.
So you know, people love to get your outside storage for recovery gear, or on the other side, we've got outdoor shower, all that kind of stuff. But we wanted to make sure we didn't create a bunch of drag, so we wanted to make sure that it was nice and streamlined, kept the body lines, so it kind of mirrors everything of the truck. The body lines follow all the way through, and that's a huge thing of working with the actual team that develops these trucks and General Motors. I mean, it's absolutely OEM, and the way it looks and the way it fits the profile of the truck.
That is super sick, and nothing gets dirty when you have it like that too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I have open racks on. I have a Rivian as an example, and we do a ton of camping and overlanding with it. And everything just gets dirty all the time. So this is really cool that you can.
Nice sealed unit.
There.
Yeah. Absolutely. And if we keep going, I call these the utility boxes. So on this side we have power, on that side we have water.
Okay, tell us a bit about the power system.
Yeah, so this is your smart plug. So this is for house. Like I said, it's a very independent system. The electrical is all independent to the house. It doesn't tie into the truck whatsoever.
Okay, so the truck is a standalone system, and then you have your house systems. Do you have battery storage for the house system?
We do, yeah. Actually, a very large 460 amp hour lithium ion battery that's up in the front.
What voltage does that run at?
It's a 12 volt.
12 volts. So what's the rough kilowatt hour capacity?
It's 6,000 watts, and so 6 kilowatts.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and battery kill switch, so it's nice if you think you've left something on, something like that, and you just go and hit it off. Make sure you're saving your power. You got a solar port here.
Yep.
So we do have solar on the roof, about 605 watts of
That's juicy.
flexi solar.
And that's peak capacity.
Yeah, of course. That's just like what you read on the box.
Yep.
I did pull it out in the sun. I'm an energy systems engineer by trade, actually.
Yeah.
So this is what I love to do. And we did get on a nice sunny day. Haven't done a ton of testing because we haven't gotten it out yet. Yeah. But we had 25 amps coming in all the way through the solar controller and up into that.
Volts.
At 12 volts.
That's
so
awesome.
It was great. It was enough on a nice sunny day. You could probably top off like 40% of your battery, off a half battery.
Yeah, free energy. No one's going to complain about that.
Yeah, right.
But you could also get in the future when a Hummer EV, for example, unlocks vehicle to load, you'll be able to go with your J1772 out to the Ultium box. When I reviewed the Silverado EV, they had those boxes available, and then you could plug in your 30 amp plug right to here.
Yeah, exactly. And so we did do that the other way. So it's only got a little 400 watt in the truck.
Yeah.
And so we tried it this way. The truck wasn't powerful enough to do anything for this.
Sure, of course.
But when we went the other way,
like a wall outlet in the
yeah,
truck, right?
exactly. We did do it the other way, and you are able to get about 5 miles in 5 hours from the house. And so if you got a fully juiced up house battery stuck on a hill or something like that, you can at least limp off of it, get to a nice flat sunny area.
So you can put power into the vehicle.
Yeah.
The least efficient electric vehicle.
Yeah.
Maybe if you have like a smart car parked next to it, that could be even better.
Yeah.
But, you get like 50 miles on a smart car. That's really funny.
Yeah, so as I always reference, a lot of these guys are talking about like, hey man, that's equivalent to like you grab a little bottle of gas that you happen to have, and you're able to pour it in and get yourself out of a rust situation. So
amazing.
That's something.
So show us the inside. What you got going on here?
Yeah, absolutely.
You got the factory speakers out here for entertainment. Love that.
Yep, and the factory step. So, people don't realize it, but steps are kind of hard. And so when we saw this and all that with the Hummer, we were like, we got to use that.
Yeah.
We got to use that. So kept the door nice and wide. With any popped up camper, you're going to get a nice low door because roof keeps going up. But we made it nice and wide so when you're ducking in, you have plenty of head clearance.
That's awesome up in there.
Yeah, we got a fridge freezer combo underneath here. So that's your standard chest fridge.
It's like a Dometic system or
this one's Engel, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, same.
They'll do the same thing.
All same thing. It's a quick connect too, so if you ever need to, you can pop it right out and bring it outside.
Where are the batteries stored?
It's up near the front. So anyone who's designing overland vehicles know you want to keep those weight up front as much as possible, right? And so water is on the right hand side. It's about 12.5 gallons of fresh, 8 gallons of gray. This is your water fill.
Okay,
but we
let's
do
take a look at that real quick here. Just a regular hose connection.
Yep, hose vent, and then this is actually your filtered water. So you'll see up on the sink as well. You have a filtered water tap as well.
Like a reverse osmosis system.
No, it's actually a ceramic carbon.
Okay.
And so anything you'd go backpacking with and be able to take water out of a stream and filter through. It's a very nice system. We use them on all of our vehicles. But if you did have to put stream water in this for any particular reason, you could filter it through that system and have nice clean water through those two taps.
Fantastic. I also noticed you have a water output on the exterior of the vehicle for a shower over here.
Yeah, exactly. So we have an indoor and outdoor shower.
Oh, great.
So the outdoor shower is right here.
And can you do hot water as well?
Yes. So we have a 12-volt hot water system on board.
Diesel heater. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So electric heater.
Electric heater. We got an electric cooktop. We got a little induction cooktop. We got a little electric air heater even. It's a little 400-watt system.
You have no propane, no diesel on this. It is full electric.
Full electric.
That's the way to do it. That's awesome.
Yep. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
That's epic. And especially in something that's this small. You just don't see that in the industry anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, and EarthCruiser's trended that way for a while. We found a very, very efficient electric water heater for our big vehicles as well. So EarthCruiser knows electric's heading that way, and we've started prepping for that years ago.
So can I actually peek into the shower area over here?
Yeah. I actually think the zipper's on this side. Let me
So you got a huge area.
So this is your flip up, and so that's your actual port, and the hose itself has a mixer built into it.
Oh, right.
And so you just lock it into here, and you can twist it to turn it on and off all that.
That's pretty cool. That's really neat.
Yeah.
Yes, wow.
Nice low profile unit.
And so you have some buttons over here as well, so you have power up and down.
Yeah, we did this mostly for the show because it's nice to do. You can actually, this is all a program system through CZone. And so when you hit roof up, it basically goes into like a camp mode. and your roof starts coming up, and it's about a 40-second lift.
That's nothing.
But your lights, your scene lights will turn on, your interior lights will start to turn on, floor lights, all that kind of stuff to get you ready to go inside. And then you start to control everything from the touch screen. It's a 7-inch touch screen up in the top. So
Great. Can we take a look up in here?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Let's go.
Great. So let's pop up in here. We'll avoid hitting a head. Really not a bad egress situation. That's ingress and egress look great.
Yeah. So you're actually standing in what's a shower pan.
Oh, great.
And this actually is a hose, and you can take a little shower there.
Dude, this is amazing in here. You can have like a little meeting with some friends, a little dinner.
Yeah.
You can go sit up over here. There's your portal into the truck itself.
Yeah. We left that open. That's a really cool pass-through hatch. It takes nothing. You just drop right down in the passenger seat. As I mentioned, you got the fridge freezer here. You got more storage here.
Okay.
Everything like this. But then all of these also come out so you can service your electrical system for simple stuff. So you got your giant 460 amp hour battery.
Yep, batteries.
Inverters down in there, 1500 watt. And if you really need to yard the battery out and do all that kind of stuff, you can actually remove this whole system as well, or the whole panel. So that's one thing EarthCruiser is really known for, is serviceability. If you have one Allen key, you can take all these cupboards out if necessary.
Oh, wow.
And you can take this big panel out. You can service your hot water heater. You can service your pumps. You can service whatever you need to that's out tucked behind here. Your water tanks.
You guys will help coordinate the part supply and get all that sorted.
Yeah, absolutely. And
so where are the installation locations for this? Like if I brought a Hummer EV, do I have to bring it to Oregon?
Well, you probably bring it, I don't know exactly yet.
Okay.
Right now I would say you'd have to come to that's how we do all of our deliveries.
Yeah.
If you buy an EarthCruiser, you come to Bend, we train you up on the system actually.
Oh, cool.
And then you leave after we train you.
Okay.
Some people come in.
Doing this wouldn't mind a road trip anyway.
Yeah, Bend's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a destination location anyway, and if you're going to go for your first trip, you might as well do it in Bend.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what do you have back here? I can see a NEMA 515 outlet, of course.
Yep. And we've got some storage systems here. So it's adjustable. You can move this up and down, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But each one of these mirrors the other.
Oh, very, very like marine grade almost. Very cool.
Yeah. Everything we do from EarthCruiser is it's basically you take a hose in here and wash it down.
Oh, that's epic.
Much more similar to like a sailboat than we are any other RV. So
dude, I just put like a crazy expensive $15,000 rooftop tent on my truck.
Yeah.
Just as it's not ours, we just have it for a review.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, this kind of makes that look like shit.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Obviously, it's a lot more money, but it's just so cool.
Yeah, and that's what we do. People from like the boating industry and things like that, they come in and they see the quality that we do, and they're just like, yes, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I think a lot of people have the misconception that there's nothing out in the RV market right now that's durable. And I am telling you right now, this unibody construction, carbon fiber, all that kind of stuff is so durable. You'll total the truck before you do the camper probably.
Dude, that is what we've been looking for, because everything we find is so plasticky and chintzy, and I'm just frustrated with the overlanding market as we're starting to cover it, especially from an electric perspective. We have Rivian owners, Hummer EV owners, Lightning owners, very expensive vehicles. Where these owners are used to high quality vehicles, getting into these rooftop tents that are falling apart on day one.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this is what we really need. So do you think you'll expand beyond GMC and maybe do a Rivian option in the future?
I think the gate is wide open. I mean, we want to do more with electric. That is what EarthCruiser is looking at, and we're not going to drop our flagship product by any means, but we want to do more.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
So you have an induction cooktop here, 1400 watt max, so you can't run anything else when you're running that. Yeah,
so we got 1500 watt inverter. That's why we sourced this specific. Everything's sourced to be right in tolerance. You know what I mean? I tested, 16 hot water heaters throughout when we were picking them.
Yeah.
And everything from Whale to everything. The one we're using is the most efficient, and everything we do is well tested, and it's vetted to make sure that we're sipping energy the whole time.
Amazing. So just some pull-out drawers here, really high quality hardware. The latches are great. Sometimes we get into overlanding vehicles and they're magnetized, and you cannot have anything magnetized. It needs to be all be latched. Nice little trash can right there. Under sink, what's going on in here, sir?
Yeah, utensil storage. This is kind of a clever little thing. You can actually go like this and bring this whole unit outside.
Well, my phone ran out of battery, so sorry if this looks slightly different. We're borrowing your phone to film this.
Yeah, no worries. Happy to help.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, so I guess we got to pick up on the utensils where we left off. So Snow Peak stuff.
Yeah, we got some Snow Peak stuff. It's just a utensil storage in general. It's got some cool fidlocks, magnetic locks, and you can bring it right outside if you do some outdoor cooking.
Oh, cool.
It's a couple of hooks you just disconnect, and you're ready to go outside. Nice big service hatch here, as well as towel bar, so this whole panel can be removed and you can service everything. This is your control panel up here. Some very purpose-built storage solutions. You got a little recessed section for some Snow Peak stuff. And this is one of my favorite parts. We do this on a couple of our vehicles, but it's a big underbed storage system. And so how do you get more storage in a small camper? This is it. And you got 4.5 inches or so of just full storage. You can get a cube system or whatever it is, more of these Snow Peaks cubes, and place them all throughout here. And you got tons of storage back underneath of it.
Oh,
so
that is next level, dude. That is so cool.
Yeah,
we'll just kind of push in the side panels there. Yeah, really sick. So all of this is mesh, high quality, can Velcro up. Is that how that goes?
Yeah, this particular iteration is Velcro. It's new. That's a little new to us because usually we do a zip.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how this works out, and if it's not as good as the zip, we'll go back to the zip.
Okay.
And so, it's a tri-layer window. You can see it's got the clear vinyl, and it's got bug screen, and it's got insulation.
Oh, great.
And so all of our units are like that. You can actually zip out the clear if you don't want to carry it, and it makes the roll nice and tight. But yeah, this has been great.
Have you ever thought about removing solar and doing a sunroof?
Yeah, so we've done pass-through hatches and things like that, and like other things. But one thing we do know is that every time we cut another hole in the roof, it's one more leak point. And so we try to avoid that as much as possible.
Yeah.
You leave the roof alone.
And having this a light color with the built-in LED diffused lighting really improves everything. You have this little bar so you can't fall out of it. Which is
Yeah,
cool.
it actually helps suck the curtain in too. So as the roof comes down, this bungee will contract and it brings that curtain in.
Oh, that's pretty neat. And so the hatch up there is how you get into the truck, roughly?
Yeah, exactly. So
you want to grab the phone and show everyone over there?
Yeah, sure.
Here.
So you come on up here, and so the only modification we did to the truck is we took one of the T-top panels and we put a sailboat hatch in it, and you can just pass right down through into the truck. So then you get in your driver's seat and you drive away.
That is the coolest thing. Thanks.
Yep.
Dude, no way. Well, thanks for showing us all around this. Really appreciate your time and
absolutely.
all of the work that you put into this. Of course, we really should come out to Oregon at some point and take a look at some of your other products for our Overlanding channel. It's just awesome what you guys do.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're welcome anytime.
Thank you. And will you have a media vehicle with one of these? Like, is this your...
This is actually ours, yeah. Okay. It's got a couple shows, I think, scheduled on the books. And I don't know when that ends. You can probably get that information from Trevor, though.
Yeah, cool. We might try and borrow it for a weekend and do like a Rivian versus Hummer off-road thing.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, these guys, they can schedule you for...
Yeah, hell yeah,
cool
dude.
stuff.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate all the work. And yeah, let's go talk to one of your colleagues about ordering one of these. Well, you guys actually joined me back at home to finish off this video. I had filmed another clip, but somehow it must have gone missing. But anyway, I spoke just for a couple minutes with one of the EarthCruiser colleagues about pricing and ordering, and I figured I could at least wrap up the video for you here so you could get this one today. The EarthCruiser is not yet able to be ordered through the GMC website. So when you order your Hummer EV, you have to then separately order an EarthCruiser package for it. And that seems fine. It sounds like they're working with a few banks to offer financing for this. And because it's an RV, you can do longer term financing. However you want to do all that is up to you, but they'll at least have some options for how you can pay for it. In terms of the price, they have not released pricing. My guess is it's going to be expensive. I mean, this looks like a $80,000 or $100,000 situation. They said they want to keep it under 6 figures is what they were telling me, but there's no guarantee on pricing yet. I think it really comes down to volume and some other things as well. So we'll have to see how that goes. But still, you spend $100,000 for the truck, $100,000 for this thing, and you got yourself a fully self-sustaining vehicle that you can go anywhere in. Of course, it is electric, so you'll have to deal with that out on the trails, but just so neat. When you consider that, a typical travel trailer, an RV overlanding trailer, some of the crazy ones that are built to the quality of this are $100,000, $150,000, $200,000. When you start getting into the price range of what these very high quality things actually cost, seems fairly reasonable. We'll have to wait for final pricing. It sounds like there are some conversations going on where you can actually get this with your Hummer EV in the same bank. Like if you can order it from GM,
That has not yet been confirmed if it's going to be possible or not. Based off of the collaboration that GMC has done with EarthCruiser, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point in the future you'll be able to spec your Hummer EV and tick this as an option to be installed at the factory. Again, right now everything's installed in Oregon, but maybe they'll have installers at a local GMC dealer as an example. So I just love to see projects like this. Again, GMC Hummer EV is really the top product for GM. Now putting on a top to the top product is absolutely epic. The fact you can climb into the vehicle is so cool. Can't thank the guys enough for taking me on this quick tour. It was awesome. We'll see you on another video soon. Bye-bye.